So we'll start with a quick question for you. And then after that, I'll hand it over to Ajay, and he will talk about how you can sell more using the Smart Health Clubs platform, particularly our e-commerce solution. And then he will also demo some key actions that one can take on the platform to enable this selling more. Then we'll have Mike Allison from SportFit Bowie talk about his experience of using the e-commerce solution on the Smart Health Club platform in sync with his tennis solution, also from our platform, and how that has helped the club. We'll then have a quick question and answer session and a wrap-up. So let's move forward. And here is your quick question. Again, feel free to use text chat, or you can also speak, just speak and tell us what is the one thing that is stopping you from increasing your revenue. So I'm sure you have many in mind, but we want to hear just one from you. Any one thing which is top of the mind for you, which might be stopping you from increasing your revenue. I'm keeping an eye on the chat and
keep that here as well. Right.
Mike, anything from you? I think Mike has, no, he's there. I thought he had dropped off. Okay, no, he's there.
I'm still here. I'll get into it once it's my turn, okay?
Fine. Okay. I'm not seeing anything come in, and so we'll move forward. Okay, we've got one response. Just hang in there, Ajay. So the member onboarding process is slow. I think that's a very vital insight. And maybe at some point we can speak to this, Ajay. How we have certain features and certain solutions which can enable the member onboarding process. Let's make a note of this. Thanks for mentioning this. And this is indeed true, for in any onboarding, and that goes for us as well. Right. So feel free to add this challenge at any other time, during the webinar as well. If nothing's occurring to you right now, you can add it later. So let us talk about some common constraints we've seen our clubs face. Some of our customers have faced this. So one is excessive dependence on the front desk. Often members are queuing up at the front desk, or they have to reach out to trainers or coaches. So basically a delay in the purchase process. So that is one constraint we see clubs have. Another constraint we see them have is that the whole process is manual, and we actually took the trouble to count how many steps are involved, and for a certain club's process, we noticed that 9 steps were involved, in making a single purchase. And so you can imagine how, that many more opportunities for the process to get stalled at any point. 9 opportunities. So high staff costs and training to maintain and process the records, all the transactions that happen. So there are staff costs, front desk costs to maintain that staff, maintain those number of people and train them. Those are high. And then, members, are they really truly informed about club offerings? So clubs find that difficult to keep them, continually informed about what's the latest, any deals, and, are they able to send posts or use advertisements on the app? So they're struggling with that too. And a favorite one, non-members. Yes, we definitely all clubs want more non-members to buy, to purchase, and more than that, also have them convert to members. So we'll talk a bit about that today as well. Let's move forward.
Certainly. All right.
Yeah, so I'll now hand it over to Ajay. Ajay, go ahead, please. Yeah, sorry.
Absolutely. So thanks, Ruchika, for covering those pieces. Now, there are quite a few things that we do on the Smart Health Clubs platform that we really think will allow you to sell more or generate more revenue. So there are multiple pieces of the Smart Health Clubs platform that allow you to generate more revenue, and not just generate more revenue, also sell a lot more. So, one of the first few things that we wanted to cover with what tools you can use on our platform to sell more is class packages. So we have a notion of what we call classes on our platform. And what that allows you to do is create fee-based classes, such as your Pilates sessions, your small group training classes, and quite a few more depending on whichever department that you might be wanting to sell your fee-based classes in. And by selling those classes, you can actually price them completely customizably. So you can have your prices come from our own payment integration with Stripe, or you could have that coming from your billing company. And the really cool part is we're integrated with quite a few billing companies that you might be using. So that includes Club Automation, that includes ABC, Jonas. There's quite a few that we are integrated with, and you can run your payments through any one of them. In addition to that, you can use the Smart Health Club's calendar to schedule all these calendar events, and members can actually make bookings in these fee-based classes using the packages. So you could have a Pilates class with a 5-pack, a 10-pack, or 1-pack that you're selling. And each one of those can be sort of sold while somebody's making a booking on the scheduler. In addition to that, with our reporting system, you can track all the purchases that you have running through the platform. That includes keeping track of your session balances, figuring out how many non-member purchases you've made, how many member purchases you've made. And if you're using our Stripe integration, you can also process refunds quite easily through the platform as well. And in addition to that, this is something that's newer. Your front desk role actually ensures that members can be booked into classes with packages, even if they are calling up at the front desk. So the front desk system of our platform is actually completely integrated in a way where somebody could call up your front desk if they still don't want to use the platform or the app, and they can actually have them book someone into a fee-based class using the platform. Similarly, we also have what we call programs. So programs on our platform is something that you can use, for example, to schedule and actually sell something like an 8-week tennis clinic or a 6-week swim lesson. So programs are basically multiple scheduled classes that you have, which you can sell as a complete program using the platform itself. And once again, the purchases can run both through your billing company as well as your Stripe payment integration. So it's an easy way to actually have members be able to go onto the platform, purchase a program, and get booked into all of the scheduled events that there are. So once again, when members sign up for a program, they're automatically booked for all of the scheduled events throughout the duration of the program. In addition, once again, we have the entire front desk piece there as well. So somebody could call up with your front desk and inquire about the different programs that you're offering, and they could book someone into any of these programs using the front desk functionality. So that's what we have in terms of programs. And once again, any of these things, the classes, the programs, you can apply to any department that you have. So that could be your group exercise department, your tennis, massage and spa. You could have that in your aquatic swim department. So you can cover all the bases and sell everything through the platform. In addition to that, we also have what we call services. So services are basically sections that you can create on our platform that can then be used with any of our other features. So for example, if you want to sell a personal training package, a spa or a massage package that we have that you've listed on the platform, or even something like maybe a tennis pro package, that basically what that allows you to do, or what these services allow you to do, is you can attach them to what we call our other solutions or our modules, such as hire a trainer or hire a service provider. And what that does is it brings e-commerce, which is the payment piece of it, and the fulfillment piece of it together in there as well. So what that means is somebody could go in, pick a massage service of their choice, pick a massage therapist of their choice, and book an appointment with that massage therapist on the platform. The same goes for any other service provider. So if you have a personal training service that you have, so a personal training 30-minute service, somebody could purchase the personal training 30-minute service. They could also pick a trainer of their choice and book an appointment on that trainer's calendar. So the entire thing is completely integrated with the services and the court booking section of our platform as well. So the same thing goes for court bookings, where you could create a service called Court Booking 60 Minutes. Somebody could go in, select that service, and once they select that service, we will show all of the times that the courts are available. So court 1 through 6 are available from, say 5 in the morning to 6 in the evening. All of the open time slots that are available for your courts can also be shown using the platform. And if there is a quote fee, that can also be processed through both Stripe payments as well as your billing company. So again, the payment piece of all these services, taking care of creating the appointments for different service providers, all of that gets taken care of with the services section of our platform. And then we come to what we think is really interesting and opens up a lot of opportunities for all of you, which is really the ability to sell to non-members. So apart from selling your classes, your quote bookings, programs, all of the different services that we spoke about to just your members, you can also expand that completely to your non-members. So using our Stripe payment integration, what you can do is you can have something like let's just say it's a simple massage therapy that you're selling. So somebody could essentially come in as a non-member and purchase a massage package or a personal training package through the platform, and the payments can go through Stripe, and they wouldn't have to do anything that different from members. The best part about our platform is we can actually make out the difference between your members and non-members once they come into the platform. So members will see a member price that can go through your billing company, and non-members can see a different price, and that can go through the Stripe payments. So as you can see here, you can leverage the differential pricing options that we have to actually have different prices, one for member and one for non-member, and they can all work in sort of conjunction with each other using the non-member purchases section. Apart from that, we also wanted to cover some tips that can really help you convert your non-members into members. So what we really think, and this is something that we certainly do recommend, is you should consider selling a non-member membership. So what that should allow essentially is a non-member the ability to come into the club maybe 4 times during a 30-day period, and you can give this to them at a discounted price. This way, what happens is non-members can be converted into members by simply trying out your club for maybe a couple times a month or 4 times a month. In addition to that, you can also ensure that they experience all that your club has to offer, and this includes all the social events that you have, the different challenges that you might be running, all of those pieces. And another thing that you could also do is close the sale with any offer that you're promoting at the time. So if there's some membership offers that you're promoting at that specific time with your non-members, we definitely recommend that once they come into the facility, they experience all of those pieces as well. So the next thing we want to do is really get into the demo and show you how all of this is really possible. So having the ability to have your fee-based classes, your fee-based services, the programs, all of that, how that can actually be set up on the Smart Health Clubs platform. And typically the way we would demonstrate this is we would go into our mobile app first and actually show you how members experience everything. But since we've got staff members and obviously management here, what we want to do instead is we want to show you first how you can set all of this up, and then how your members would experience this on the platform. So the first thing we're going to be showing you is how you can actually create a package or an inventory item on our platform. And the difference between the two is really quite simple. An inventory item is something that you're selling through our Stripe payment integration, and a package is something that's coming directly from your billing company. So how you can actually create those two pieces on the platform. And then we'll be showing you how you can attach that package or inventory item to anything, which includes a class, a fee-based class that you might be selling, a program, a service, a product. And we haven't even gotten into the other sections that you can price, which are things like your on-demand videos and your fitness plans and workouts. So we'll be showing you how you can attach it to pretty much any piece of our platform. And again, so, that kind of goes around the point that you can actually sell everything and sell more as well. And at the end of the setup, we'll also show you how members experience everything. So how members can go in and purchase something like a Pilates class or a package for Pilates classes, how they can go in and hire a personal trainer or a tennis pro, how they can go in and sign up for a program. So we'll be showing you all of that in the demonstration. And after our demonstration, what we'll be doing is handing it over to one of our customers who have actually been using all of these pieces of our platform. That includes the classes, the programs, the tennis court bookings, the services, all of that using the Smart Health Clubs platform. So let's get into the demonstration, and I'll kind of show you how all of this works. So I'm going to close out the slide that I have here. And what I'm going to do is go into what we call our web app. And a few of you may not have seen this before, but the web app is basically the brain of our entire platform. It's where you set everything up. So we wanted to kind of show you this from that perspective, how all of this looks. And to show you that, what I've done is already opened up a page. This is the section of our platform where you can create different inventory items, and you can also create different packages in here coming directly from your billing company. So setting up a package in here is quite simple. Let's take the example of maybe setting up a Pilates package, for example. So what all you have to do is you have to come into our section here that says inventory pool. And once you come into that, you just have to hit the plus button to create a package or a pricing option of your choice. And here, I'm just going to call this Pilates packages for my members. So I don't want this to be available to my non-members. So I'll make it available to just my members. And when I do that, you can see I have the ability to set up a pricing option. And from a pricing perspective, I'm just going to say that I want to set up $20 for one session. And I could have different pricing options in here as well. So it's not just limited to you creating one price. You could hit that plus button and say that you want to sell maybe 5 sessions for $100. So we'll make this $100 for 5 sessions. And we can also hit the plus button once again and make it maybe $175 for 10 sessions, for example. So we're giving a discounted rate for people who are buying more sessions. And at that point, I've successfully created my inventory items and the different pricing options that I want available on the platform. And again, you could have a duration for this as well. It can expire after a certain amount of time. And you can also decide that this validity or the duration of these packages can start from the first time somebody actually makes a booking for a Pilates class, for example. So we'll go ahead and hit save on that. And that's actually all that is there is to setting up your pricing. Now, after you've set up your pricing and you've set up all of the different options that you want your members to have, the next thing you would want to do is attach it to one of the different pieces of our platform. So once again, reiterating the point that you could sell a class, you could sell a service, you could sell a program, a fitness plan, an on-demand video. In each one of those cases, you would just need to attach any of these inventory items that you've created to whatever you're selling on our platform. So to give you a quick example, what I've done is opened up a class that I have. So I already have a class in here called Pilates Reformer, and it's a small group session that we take. And I have a description in it. I have a difficulty level. I have all of the information that I want about my class in here. Now, in addition to having the class information, what I would like to do is price this. So I want to make sure that there's a price attached to it. So when members go in to make a booking, they're asked to pay. And the only thing that I have to do for that is click into the section that says in person. And in person, you can see there's 2 options. You can set up some e-commerce information and booking information. And for this example, I'll just go into e-commerce. And under e-commerce, you can see that I have already set up a price for my members, and I've set up a price for my non-members. So in the Washington location of this platform that we have here, for our members, we've set up a price of, let's just look at that, about $50 for 1 session, $200 for 5 sessions, and $400 for 10 sessions. So that's the price that we have kept for our members. You could also do differential pricing. So instead of making this just for members, I could say that I want this member to apply to just my VIP members. And then I could have a separate price that is for the rest of my members. So you can have as many pricing options as you want, and you can differentiate them by your membership types. And your membership types, again, because we have an integration with your billing company, can come directly from your billing company. And once you do that, you would just hit the save button, and that would apply that particular price to the class that you've created. And in this case, you can see that I have a higher price for my non-members, which is $100, $400, and $800. And I have a lower price for my members, which is $50, $200, and $400. So again, we've just kept 2 separate prices, one for member, one for non-member, but you could get more creative with it. You could have one for your VIP members, one for maybe a lower tier membership, one for regular members, and one for non-members. And that's basically all you have to do in terms of pricing different things on the platform. Another example that I'd like to show you is something like a service. So instead of a class, now what I'm doing is I'm creating a service. And this is a personal training 30-minute service that I have created in our fitness training department. And in this case, you can see when I go under in-person and e-commerce, we've got different prices, again, for members and non-members, one for 1 session, one for 5 sessions, and one for 10 sessions. And each one of them are priced differently for different locations. So there's another location that we have called Jamboree, and another location that we have called Washington. And the pricing here is different for all of those locations. Another really good example of this is actually programs. So programs work a little bit differently than the other sections of our platform, such as classes or services. So when it comes to something like a program, you can see when I scroll down on this 3.5 to 4.0 tennis clinic, when I scroll down on this, you can see that I have what we call cohorts. So there are different programs that are taking place at our facility. One is happening every Monday, January to February. One is happening every Monday, February to March. One is happening every Thursday, and one is happening every Saturday. So depending on which program or which specific session that is being run for a program, you can see the price per event is set up differently, and the total price is also set up differently. So because there are only 7 sessions happening between January and February, we've got 7 events, and that's priced at $20 each at $140 for the total program. And we've got the same thing happening for multiple other programs or sessions in here as well. So we've got one happening from February to March, which goes on from February 2nd to March 23rd, and there's a total of 8 sessions. So this is an 8-week program, priced at, again, $20 per event, and the total price is $160. And the really cool part is that this didn't have to be set up separately. None of these total prices have to be set up separately. All you have to do is go under in-person and e-commerce and tell the software what you want your per session price to be. So as long as you tell us what the price is for one scheduled event, depending on how many events you're scheduling, the price will be calculated automatically. However, that does apply only to the Stripe payments. If you have your payments going through something like Club Automation, ABC, Jonas, or your billing company, in other words, in that case, you can just tell us the total price of the program, and that will get applied to whatever the members are seeing on their side. So that is the program section and how that is set up on our platform. So as you can see, you can really, the process remains very similar regardless of which department or which kind of service or class that you're trying to sell on the platform, with just a few variations, which will make it different enough on the mobile app side of things, or essentially the member experience side of things. So the next thing that we want to do is get into the member experience. So, we've set up our Pilates classes, we've set up our personal training services, we've set up our court bookings, we've set up our programs. Now, how are members really experiencing all of this that we've set up? And to show you that, what I'm going to do is bring up my mobile app and kind of walk you through what we have on our test platform. So I'm going to quickly bring up my mobile app, and you should be able to see that on your screen now. So here you can see that this is what we have set up on our mobile app. So the branding, the colors, the icons, everything in here is very much set up to be specific to what we want it to be in here. And on the main club page where I am right now, you can see we've got all of our different departments. So here we've got our group exercise department, our fitness training department, we've got a tennis department here as well, and a few others. So really, this is completely customizable depending on what you're doing on the platform. And you can really have your own departments. So whatever different services and offerings that you have at your facility, you can outline them all on this one page, however you'd like. And the way members really experience how they can purchase different things on the platform is really simple. So for the first example, say I want to purchase a Pilates package and I want to sign up for a Pilates class as well. To do that, all I have to do is click on that little section that says group exercise. And when I click on that group exercise section, you can see it takes me to a department, which gives me multiple pieces of information. So I can see all of the instructors, the different classes that are offered in this department, different services. So there's a lot of information. But in this case, all I want to do is go into the calendar and look for the next Pilates class or the next Pilates session that's taking place at the facility. And if we look at the calendar, you can see that tomorrow, which is the 1st of February, there's a Pilates session happening at 7:20 a.m. And when I click on that particular Pilates session, you can see a page opens up and it gives me all of the details about the instructor who's teaching this class. It gives me information about this session itself. And at the bottom, you can see the same price that we set up on the back end, which was the $100, $400, and $800. That shows up here quite easily. And all we have to do after that is, from a member's perspective, click on book a spot. Now, when I click on book a spot, if I have sessions available and I don't need to make any purchases, I would get a successful booking option. But in this case, the app says that I don't have sessions available. So I can just click on that little section there, which says I want to purchase one session, because right now I just want to make a booking for one session. And then I've already got my card details in there. All of that information is already in there. And then I can simply hit place your order at the bottom of the screen. Now, what the app is doing is it's making the purchase that I wanted to make. And at the same time, it is also taking me to a page where I can select what reformer bed I want to make a booking for. So the really cool part is there's equipment booking in here as well. And I can just say that I want to make my booking for reformer bed number 3 and hit done at the bottom of the screen. So what I did in those 3 or 4 simple steps was that I looked for the next Pilates class that's taking place, purchased a 1 session, completed my purchase, and I also successfully booked the reformer bed that I want to book for the next session that's taking place. And that's really how easy it is. So you've set up your class, you've set up your pricing, you've scheduled it, and members can now go in and make purchases and start using it on the platform. Similarly, let's just say that I want to go in and hire a tennis pro, for example. So I could quite easily go in there, and actually I'll try to hire a trainer in the fitness training department. So as you can see, we've got a fitness training department in there. And when I click on that, you can see the options here are quite different. So this goes to show really how every department or every icon that you have on our app can be completely customized to your liking. And if I go into the fitness training department, I can click on the list of trainers that are there at this facility. And here I can see that we've got multiple fitness trainers and their profiles and their photos, and there's a lot of information that you can have on the app. And in this case, I'm just going to say that I want to hire Praveen as the personal trainer. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, I have a simple option that says book a session. So I've seen all the certifications and trainings of this personal trainer. I've seen the profile details. And now I want to go ahead and make a booking with this particular personal trainer. When I click on it, you can see it brings up all of the different services that are provided by Praveen, who is the trainer at this facility. And when I say that I want to maybe go in for a 30-minute personal training, I can just select it. And when I select it, it shows me all of the times that Praveen is available. So Praveen has decided to show his calendar and the times that he's available on the app. And I can quite easily go and say that tomorrow, which is the 1st of February, I want to go in for a training at 10 in the morning. So I'll click on that little time slot that says 10 a.m. And right after that, you can see now I have the pricing available to me as well. So I know that 1 session costs $50, 5 sessions $220, and 10 sessions $450. So I can decide which session I want to put, how many sessions I want to purchase with this personal trainer. And when I click on book a spot, I've also gotten a discount. So at this point, I have gotten a free 5 sessions that are available at the facility. So that's another thing that you can do on the platform, which is you can apply discounts or have promotional offers for certain people on the platform. So since I'm a new joinee, I think I've got about 5 sessions available to me. And I can simply click place your order without having to pay in this specific case. And I've successfully booked an appointment with my personal trainer as well. So again, made my booking, made my purchase, all with a few clicks on the platform itself. And it actually works very similarly for something like a court booking. So if we go into, say, for example, the tennis department, you can see that section there allows me to look at the different offerings that we have in the tennis department. And in the tennis department, let's say I want to book a tennis court. You can see there's a little button over there that allows me to book a tennis court. And when I click on that, you can see all of the different tennis court booking services show up in here. So I can go ahead and say that I want to book court number, I want to book a court for 1 hour. So I want to make a simple 1-hour court reservation. And when I do that, I have the ability to select a specific time slot and a specific court of my choice. So here I can go and see that, tomorrow we've got, let's see. So tomorrow we've got a few outdoor tennis courts and a few indoor tennis courts available in here. And let's just say I want to make a booking for tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I will go ahead and select that, agree to the terms and conditions. And then I can go ahead and make my booking for court number 1. So what I'm going to do is select court number 1. And the really cool part, once again, is on the back end, we take care of your entire court management. So we'll know that court number 1, 2, 3, or 4 is not available. And in this case, I'm just going to select court number 1. And at the bottom of the screen, you can see we also have the option that says invite partners. So not only can I complete making a booking, I can also decide if I want to invite partners. So I could continue my booking without a partner and just secure the court for myself for right now. Or I could have the app find a suitable partner for me, which is really the match arranging feature that we have. Or I could just select a partner of my choice. So I could say that I want to bring in Praveen for this particular court booking. and inform the partners. And at that point, I have successfully invited a partner, made a court booking, and the front desk and everyone at the club who needs to know has been updated that this court is not available between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. since this is a 1-hour court booking. So really, it's that easy to make bookings or purchases for anything on our platform. So at that point, I've made a booking for a tennis court, I've paid for my tennis court, and I've invited a partner. And once again, same goes for your programs as well. So if I click on the little clinic section at the bottom of the screen, you can see that allows me to see all of the different programs that are taking place at this facility. I could choose to just click on that 3.5 to 4.0 tennis clinic that we just created on the web app. And here you can see that there are multiple sessions that are taking place. So there's one happening between Feb and March, one between Jan and Feb. So once again, the same things that we saw on the web app are just being shown on the mobile app to members the way they would want to see it. And when I click on the purchase button at the bottom of the screen, that allows me to decide which session I want to go in for. And in this case, I want to go for the sessions that are taking place every Thursday, because Thursdays are lighter days for me. So I can go in for my tennis sessions and then simply hit place your order. So here, what's happening is I've successfully made a booking for the program that's taking place in the month of February. And you can see I've gotten booked in for a total of 8 sessions. And I also know what dates those sessions are taking place in. So one is happening on the 2nd of February, one on the 9th, 16th, and I have all of this information available to me on my barcode page as well. So making program bookings on the app really easy. And once again, as and when you schedule them, members will be able to sign up for them. And that is what we wanted to really cover from a member's experience perspective. So as you can see, really everything that you have on the platform or everything that you create on our platform can be sold, and you can really just sell everything. All right, so the next thing that we wanted to really move on to is our customer experience. So this is where I would like to hand it over to Mike, just a moment, and quickly open this up. And here, Mike, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. There are quite a few things that Mike wants to, or one of our customers, Mike, will be sharing with you today about using the Smart Health Clubs platform.
Good morning, and thank you, AJ. My name is Mike Allison. I'm the IT manager at a club called SportFit in Bowie, Maryland. We are a full-service club, meaning we have personal training, group fitness, group exercise, 9 tennis courts. We also do countless numbers of group swim lessons, private swim lessons, personal training sessions, et cetera. And we had it on an online solution for many years that was kind of one-sided. It was a standalone for our club management software. And I've been looking for years for an upgraded solution that would help leverage some of the modern technology. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I was just reading the chat, make sure it wasn't for me. At any rate, I had talked to Praveen and the folks at Smart Health Clubs, I don't know, 4 years or so ago. And what they had at that time just didn't work for us. One of the biggest problems we faced is that we are the only club, I'm sure the only club in the state of Maryland and probably in the world that actually offers free same-day tennis courts for specific members. And that was a challenge, but I reached back out to Praveen a while back and was so impressed with the progress that the company had made in developing their platform, and the scalability and the adaptability to do a lot of different things that I want to do now and in the future. And we made a decision to go ahead and sign with Smart Health Clubs. And we actually launched our app in November of 2022. And prior to launching this app, 100% of our members had to call the front desk or stop by the front desk to do program payments, bookings, etc. At this point, 78% of all of our court bookings are made using the Smart Health Club platform. Right now, we currently only have the tennis portion of the app up and running because it is the most challenging, it was the most difficult to get kind of everything worked out and to introduce new technology to our members. Our tennis program is unique in that probably 50% of our tennis members that are actively using the club are age 65 and over. So the tech curve is kind of difficult. I fully anticipate that when we get the other modules up and running, that 78% number is going to become a lot higher. All of our tennis pro appointments were made with manual purchases through the front desk and then having to be scheduled separately. And the full month of numbers that I actually have available to us now show us what we were able to do for just one department. Only one of our many departments is functioning right now. While we had a 2% increase in our active members for the month of December, which is historically flat. We never see any noticeable fluctuations in our revenue over the month of December due to the holidays. We actually had about a 26% increase in monthly revenue for December. And the only thing that we've done different is introduce the web app, introduce the ability to have members actually utilize the technology. Kind of some backgrounds if you're thinking about getting into this, and let me touch on a couple of things right here. Let me go to number 6 first. You need to have somebody in your facility that is dedicated to the setup of the entire platform, and they need to have good skills with tech. The ability to do so many different things in the platform will rely on somebody within your organization that has the savvy, that can be creative, that can utilize the options that are available to us through Smart Health Clubs to get them to work for your company. Nobody wants to spend $1 million to get a piece of software written that is written specifically for your club. And the reality is you need to have a solution that offers the flexibility to set things up so that it works for you and works for your. During our setup process, and again, this is tennis at this point, I have members that I know are active in the tennis community, some of our senior members as well, and I reached out to specific ambassadors for different age groups to have them work with peers and helping them get through the setup process of this thing. The app allows me to send feeds out, which gives both push and email notifications of problems that we ran into or ways to correct them, and some kind of guidelines. Adding awareness to our members and utilizing the conscious push to get them away from the old calling the front desk and being able to actually use the app to do purchases and bookings. A particular note is that number 5, the Smart Health Club support team, we were constantly in touch. And when we run into an issue, they were very responsive. When I made suggestions in increasing the usability of their program, they have been extremely receptive and very active in instituting suggestions that I've made, not only for my particular application, but I think in the long run, these are changes and modifications and upgrades, if you will, that will benefit anybody that's using the app. I want to stress that too many times in the past I've run into software providers that are hesitant to continue to improve their product. The reason that I selected Smart Health Clubs is because of the advances that they've made in the 4 years or so since I last talked to them, and their continued willingness to work with me to fine tune and improve their product to be able to fit our needs. Does anybody have any questions for me? Maybe to go over everything, AJ, that I think you wanted me to cover.
No, absolutely. I think you covered quite a bit more than the sections here, and that those are all extremely important points, I believe. Ruchika, anything you have to add there?
No, I think, Mike, you were very comprehensive in whatever you shared. Let's go to the next slide and let's throw the floor open. All of you, if you have any questions for Mike, he'll take those first. And then if you have any questions for us, for Smart Health Clubs, Praveen is here and he'll be happy to answer those.
A minute on that.
Well, while we're waiting for these, there's something that I failed that kind of skipped my mind because it wasn't on one of these slides here. The other reason is that once we continue and expand this app into our other areas, and especially with the ability to create on-demand classes and streaming classes through the app for our various problems, both the general manager and I are confident that what we're going to be able to generate through the app on a monthly basis will match or even exceed what we're bringing in dues every month, and without the obvious expense of having to market and get people in the door, et cetera, et cetera. So we're very optimistic about where this thing's going and our ability to do some things that I just don't think are being done in a lot of other places right now.
You're right, Mike. That sounds fantastic. We are looking forward to you moving in that direction. Any questions for Mike or for us?
I don't see any
either speak. Yeah, we have a question. I think this is for Mike. The question is for Mike. Did you see an increase? This question is from Justin Ball. Did you see an increase in personal training sessions when members had the option to book them privately through the app and then having an in-person meeting with the trainer and then purchasing?
And again, Justin, we haven't launched the personal training session of it. The tennis session for the tennis program for us is extremely complex. And I could spend an hour talking about why it is, but getting through and not only the complexity of our tennis program, but also the demographics of the people that are actually using that particular thing. The personal training module is something that's we'll have out and rolling by the end of the year. And I certainly anticipate that we'll see increases in all of the revenues, all the different department revenues as we progress in this thing. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Praveen, do you want to speak to this about an increase in personal training sessions when members have the option to book them privately through the app? Or do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, sure. So we do believe that anytime you make things easier for people, they're going to use more of it. You have seen that with all online platforms. So we do believe that is going to happen. People, most cases, would prefer to do things on the app rather than go stand on the front desk. So we do believe that, and I think just generically what what Mike has done does kind of point in that direction. With moving over to the app, he was able to increase his revenue 26% in December, as he has already mentioned. So it just points to in that direction, and we think it'll be. I don't really see any reason why what's done in tennis will not be applicable to fitness training.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Praveen. There is another question from EJ, which is how accessible is the software? I'm not able to read this. For the visually impaired community, does it have the ability to use JAWS, VoiceOver, and Zoom text for the visually impaired?
Yeah, let me take that question. So we have to talk about that further, EJ. I'm not exactly sure what all functionality you're looking for. But given the fact that the app, the platform wasn't really designed for visually impaired to start out with, there are things that we'll probably be able to do, but I'm not sure. I think we need to have further conversations to really figure out exactly things like what JAWS. I'm not sure what that actually means. So we would need to have more discussions on that to figure out if our platform would be applicable for your needs. And we are certainly open to having that conversation. So let us know, and we can set up a call and get into the details of what you're looking for.
Thanks, Praveen. Any more questions or comments from anyone? Okay, so if you can go to the next slide, Ajay. So if you're interested in using the e-commerce solution of the Smart Health Clubs platform, just send me a hello on text chat and we'll get in touch with you. You can send a hello right now. Of course, there are multiple ways of getting in touch with us, and all of you know about our LinkedIn profile and our presence on Instagram. That is indeed an option, but you can just send me a hello right now on text chat and we'll take it from there. Thank you everyone for joining. We are already 10 minutes over, so we should close this session. Thanks a lot for joining, and it was fantastic hearing you, Mike. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today and to speak to your entire community, the Health Club community. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone, bye.